Hello, my name is Benjamin Timothy Gobey, and for my project, the BTG Interviews, today I'm interviewing Terry Molloy.
Hello, Benjamin.
What are you known for, Terry?
What am I what?
Known for?
What am I known for? The Archers on BBC Radio 4, doing that for 45 years, and I suppose Doctor Who, playing Davros, creator of the Daleks.
Where were you born? Where did you grow up? And when did you get into acting?
Yes, and I'm not sure. Where was I born? Basically the stage door of the Theatre Royal in Bath, because my mother was on a coach trip down to see her sister, who was performing there, and 9 hours from Newcastle in a coach ended up with me popping out before I was taken back up to Newcastle. So I'm effectively a Geordie. What was the second question?
Where did you grow up?
Well, everywhere. My father was in the RAF, so we moved all over the place. So various places in England, Aden, Nairobi, Mombasa, various boarding schools in between, in Oxford, in Bridport, in Reading, right through my life really. And then off to university in Liverpool in the 60s, where I didn't do much studying. I just spent most of the time playing in a soul band in the Cavern Club and places like that. And how did I get into acting? Laziness, pure laziness. Having studied music and drama at Liverpool, I had the option of becoming a musician, and I thought, no, I'd have to work really hard to be as good a musician as I want to be. Acting's dead easy, and there are more days off.
Yep. What was or what has been one of your best and most challenging roles?
Arturo Ui, in The Resistible Rise of Arturo Ui by Bertolt Brecht. I don't know if you know the play, but it's effectively a parody of Hitler's rise to power, but seen through the perspective of a load of Chicago gangsters. But all the actors in the piece look exactly like the historical actors of Hitler, of Goebbels, of Giry, of all the various people involved in that, but it's done against this Chicago racket that are trying to take over the cauliflower industry, you know. And it's a very strong piece. It's a very, as Brecht is, very head to the audience. And I played it when I was too young, really. I played it when I was in late 20s, and I should have played it really when I was in my late 40s. But I never got to play it again. But it was a very challenging piece to do, and one that I thoroughly enjoyed.
Is there any roles or characters you would like to portray in the future, and why?
No, there's roles I'd like to have portrayed in the past, and I'm now too old for, like Edmund in King Lear, because for me it's a fascinating character. He's the bastard, and he has this very cynical, Shakespeare's cynical attitude to fortune telling and the stars, and it's a great character, and I'd like to have played it when I was at the right age to do it, but sadly not. And because of my physical appearance, I don't tend to get those kind of roles. I'm much more the character actor who plays, various people, comedy characters and things like that, which is why I love radio, which is my favourite medium, because it doesn't matter what I look like. On radio, I can still be a sort of 30-year-old strapping Welsh miner or a 98-year-old Caribbean immigrant. It's all to do with the voice and creating the character as a soundscape.
Are there any particular actors, writers or directors you have enjoyed working with in your career?
Well, Graham Harper, obviously, he directed Revelation of the Daleks, and he's such an energetic director, with such a love for his craft and a love for having been an actor himself as a child actor, a love of that and understanding how actors work. And I've always delighted in working with Graham. He's such a delight. There are lots of people I'd like to work with or like to have worked with, and too numerous to mention, really. My sort of acting hero, I suppose, when I was growing up was actually Leonard Rossiter, because I thought he was stunning. And I saw him doing Arturo Ui as well, with the Berliner Ensemble. Superb performance. But a comic actor, comedian, an actor who did comedy so brilliantly.
I see you've been busy.
Whereas you have been stupid, Doctor.
Prerogative of a Time Lord. Where's Perry?
Safe. For the time being.
I must say I'm surprised to see you. The last time we met, your ship blew up. I thought with you on board.
Not when there is an escape pod to be had.
Or it seems a lift by transporter to this place.
Ah! There I was, fortunate.
Oh, I like the statue, by the way. Very good likeness. You shouldn't have bothered.
As with the news of Stengos' death, it was all part of my scheme to lure you here.
All very clever. And apart from a little grave robbing, what else have you been up to?
You cannot steal what has already been abandoned. No one is interested in the people here.
That's not what I've heard.
As your grave-robbing friends have now been exterminated, you will not hear the complaint again!
Do you never do anything but kill?
How do you feel your career has progressed over the years, and where would you like to go with it in the future?
My career has just staggered along because I haven't chosen one. You know, I just kind of gone with the wind, really. I've been very fortunate that people have offered me jobs. 45 years on the Archers, which started off as a 5-week contract, 3 series of Doctor Who on television, which again was meant to be just a 2-week job initially. And since then, all the Big Finish audios that I've done, the audio stuff at Davros, and the conventions that have carried on from then. And that's been great. I suppose I'm one of those people who's got a low threshold of boredom. And if I've done something, I just think, no, I don't want to do that again. I'll try something else. I did Godspell as a musical in '77, toured for a year. I thought, no, I don't want to do any musicals now. I'll do something else. I literally I'm very much a carpe diem person. I seize the day. I see people running themselves into the ground and I just say, everyone will have forgotten this 10 minutes after you're dead. Take time, look out. This isn't a rehearsal, this is it. Get out, look at the sky, look at the grass. Take the day as it comes, as being the last day, and enjoy it for what it brings. Whether it be work, or whether it be play, or whether it just be sitting around reading a book. That's what I look forward to. I'm old enough to be able to do that now. And just think, take the dogs on the beach, fantastic. Do a show. I just come back from Adelaide, did a Shakespearean parody of Ghostbusters. That was great fun. I'd go for things that are interesting and just think, that'll be a buzz. Or somebody said, you'd like to do this 6-month tour. I'll kind of go, maybe not. I like my days off. Always have.
Finally, do you have any advice for either myself or anyone that wants to go into acting, director, or anything to do with the film industry?
Don't. Unless there is nothing else in your psyche or makeup that, if your psyche and your makeup is driving you to do it. I get people who say, I thought I'd have a go at acting. You can't have a go at acting. You have to do it or you don't do it. It's as simple as that. It's inside you. It's a desire. It's a need. It's like a drug. It's an addiction that you've got to satisfy. And it's so much harder now for those who are starting than it was with me. And I say to people now, you kind of got to do it all. You've got to write it, you've got to direct it, you've got to produce it, you've got to get the money for it, you've got to find a way of getting it together and doing it for yourself, because the phone doesn't ring anymore. It's okay for people like me because I've got a rep, and people will ring me up if they want to use me, and I'm quite happy with that. But for young actors, the phone is not going to ring. You're going to have to make the work yourselves, and that is hard, and it can be very dispiriting. You've got to know, you've got to have a thirst for insecurity, basically, which is what I've always had. I just don't like 2 days being the same. I could not cope or even consider the idea of doing a job that's a 9 till 5 and with your life is planned out 2 weeks holiday in 6 months' time. No, can't do that. Drive me potty.
Thank you very much.
Not at all.
Thank you.